Alright, I'm just gonna like let this slime drop on me, because this life doesn't matter. I don't know, maybe I should actually explore to the right more? Because like we're right near the boss room. If there's a red magic jar over here, that could be game changing. Of course, I need to then get back through that room. Oh boy. Are you maybe worth absurd amounts of EXP? Because this is a room I would be willing to fight you in if you are. You're worth no EXP. Amazing. There's a fairy here. Hilarious. I mean, it'll get me back through to where I can fall into the final boss. I don't think I can even block those fireballs without reflect. Yeah. So that room's like completely unreasonable to try to no damage when you have no magic you're willing to spend. Or no magic you're able to spend. Okay, just to check, because I got like viciously assaulted last time I was breaking all these, there is a red magic jar and it's there. That's extremely cool to know. I was thinking of casting life, but the problem is the red magic jar doesn't restore that much more than 8 blocks. So yeah, that was like the one part of those I didn't break in my last run. Okay, so we have one more attempt after this, but for now we're allowed to attempt the boss with half health. Oh. How did all of that miss? Well, my first jump tends to be too early. Okay, that was a good warm-up, hopefully. Make your face appear spell. Okay, you do seem to be immune to sword beams. The sword beam did pop on him. Alright. Was unwilling to jump up because I was like directly under him. Oh! Don't want to jump into a... Oh man, this is awful. Don't want to jump into a spawning fireball, of course. And it's like right above his hitbox. Actually, his hitbox might be a little wider than the actual face. Maybe it skews left? I feel like it's generally easier to hit him when I'm to his left. Oh, and we're dead. Alright. Back in. By the way, if this recording does go on for more than an hour and a half, I am gonna quit. I think at that point my play will have deteriorated to garbage anyway. Although, I don't know, it would be nice to get this done while I still know the dungeon. But, I mean, I can remember 2 left turns, right? One at the start, one after the ferry. And you jump right after this pillar. Or right on the pillar, rather. We have a strict MP budget that determines how we get through each room. We only want to take one death before the ferry. And we know about that red magic jar at the end, so we might potentially get 2 attempts on the boss if all goes well. That went well. Alright, okay, it's this room. Ah, should have downstabbed there. I think I should be casting shield here. But now that I'm halfway through, I'm committed. I mean, the second half went well. Yep. Okay. You jump back over me, and then next time you jump, we go for it. Taking the hits from the slime isn't that bad. The pointlessly long elevator. Help. Okay. Still hoping to get through this room. And then I believe next room is like the alpha room. You know the one. Okay. We'll try to get through with a jump. But I don't think we've ever zero hit this room. Oh! Jumped right on us. Okay, but that's one we planned for. That's about where we wanted our first death to be. I mean, we don't like dying at all, but it's how you refill your resources, because you can't really rely on enemy drops or anything like it. The dungeon's certainly not going to give you resources, except for that one fairy and one red magic jar that it does. Or the optional fairy you could go out of your way to get. And it doesn't seem worth it. We don't actually care about that blue magic jar that we totally ignored, because collapsing bridge. Alright, this room, we're just gonna tank whatever. Or we're gonna get through with no damage. I mean, that works. Now you can just duck under that. Although normally the Falcon Knight's closer. Here I think we actually scrolled him all the way off the screen. Okay. Weird that my upstab was breaking those blocks, but it didn't screw us up badly. Alright, here we care about every hit point. I guess, actually, how many hit points do I actually need to tank a hit to Thunderbird anyway? Also, if I'm gonna get a red magic jar, not here, but it's coming up. I actually have enough magic left that I could cast life before I pick it up. So maybe taking damage, at least if it was a little damage, wouldn't even matter. In case it's random, I'm gonna look for the jar first. Okay. So we have 2 complete attempts on the Thunderbird this time. And then if this doesn't go well, I believe there's time for one more run of the dungeon. Alright, and last time we observed that he seems to be easier to hit from the left. I suspect his hitbox is a square out of the sprite, rather than a perfect pixel boundary. Actually, I'm surprised they have a sprite that big without it being the background. I thought that was the usual tech. Maybe that's on SNES games that use mode 7. Yeah, I think that's it, actually. Oh, phase 2. Ah. I mean, it looked good, and then we took 2 hits in a row, and now it doesn't look good. Okay. Yeah, the hitbox is definitely left of center. Okay, he's on his last block of health. Got him! And 1,000 experience points and a useless key. So we still have another life. And here we have another boss room. But there's the Triforce, but it disappears because there's one final trial. It's Dark Link. Except you can just stand in the corner and stab. Or rather, you crouch in the corner and stab. If you stand, it doesn't work. So, yeah, beat Zelda 2. I think this 100% works. It's how I beat the game the first time I beat it. Alright, we got him. So that's it, that's Zelda 2. I mean, I'll let the ending play out. We're a real hero. We saved Hyrule, and Zelda sounds like a fairy. The end. Oh, he even says the end. Before finishing lowering the curtain. Yeah, that was intense. So yeah, Zelda 2, I think it's, let's say, in the lower half of Zelda games as far as quality. It's definitely not the worst NES game, though. It's a decent NES game. I said in an early comment on this series that I think it's better than Kid Icarus. I stand by it. Zelda 2 has a more consistent difficulty curve. I guess one flaw I've always ignored, because I've always used an overworld map, is that, sometimes the hints to go places aren't the greatest or aren't the easiest to find. Kind of suffers from early conversion to English issues. I'm not gonna call them translation issues, necessarily. But, like, often, text boxes were more limited in the English version, just because of, well, 2-byte characters in the Japanese version. They can fit a lot more information inside a fixed-size text box. Press start to replay. Thanks a million. Does it really just... Oh, we go back to the title screen, okay. We have a Triforce. So yeah, I mean... Every time I've played it, I've made the experience a little easier on myself. I think a lot of early NES games are more fun with just like a little bit of walkthrough. I didn't look up any of the dungeons, their layouts, that is. Exploring the dungeons is reasonable. The combat's alright. I kind of bypassed it mostly. I mean, you saw how little I fought in the final dungeon. I mostly used the jump stab technique when I did want to fight something. But, I mean, as far as NES game quality goes, just having a smooth difficulty curve, or even like a reasonable one that starts out easy and gets harder, that goes a long way towards quality when with that era. I don't know. I feel like I should say something extra final after rambling about the game, but I think I've said my thoughts. Just a reminder, Bertrador played Ancient Stone Tablets for Zelda Month. That was a broadcast system game that was basically like a Link to the Past Light. And Tarquin is playing through The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. It's still ongoing. Check him out. And that's it for my contributions to the Zelda month. We don't know if we'll be doing this again, and if we do, we don't know if it'll be like a year from now or just some arbitrary month. So I'm not even gonna bother speculating on what I would play for such an event. And I'm just... the time slot's going poof until there's some extra event with other people. So, see ya!